Welcome back. Now, joining us on the show again is my boss. Now, let me be clear. It's my boss. Is joining us here, and of course, he is the general manager of Fox 44, the one and only Chris Pruitt. That was a build-up for you.
Well, I don't know how to follow that up.
Show's over.
Pretty big,
you don't have to follow it up.
Pretty big build-up right there, Brian.
Well, you were on yesterday, and we were talking about we've got a new program coming up.
We did.
Debuting on September 16th, and we also talked about how that has helped you overcome a fear and some anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get to that in just a second. But let's talk about this new show coming up.
Yeah, the
Fox
new
44.
show, September 16th. Is the debut of the show. It's a Mel Robbins show. It's going to air from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on Fox 44. And if you don't know about Mel, you need to go onto Amazon or go onto Audible, download her book, The 5-Second Rule. Guarantee it'll change your life.
I found her on Instagram just through my feed. She's huge. She's hugely successful in the motivational inspiration category.
Right.
So in this day and age of everything is so negative, she is perfect for what's going on in our culture right now.
Oh, she absolutely is. Anyway, it's going to be a fantastic show, and it starts again on the 16th of September and 4 p.m. right here.
There we go.
Yep.
Staying with the positivity, we've got a great event coming up called Blast Off.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1.5 day event. It begins on Friday evening, and then it also it concludes on Saturday. But it is October the 18th and the 19th. It's going to be at the Waco Convention Center, and what it is, it's called Blast Off Personal Growth Expo. We're going to have all kinds of people there. I run into people who may have found out about some of my own past adventures or whatever, and they're like, how did you start? And it always starts with just starting, just finding something that you're interested in, something you've always wanted to do, and then you just begin. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring a bunch of people together, a bunch of businesses, a bunch of speakers, things like that, and we're going to get them in one place, and we're inviting the people to come down, and it is free of charge. There's absolutely no charge for people to come in the door, and it's the 18th and the 19th. It's the same weekend as Celebration.
Oh, so there'll be a few people downtown.
Yeah, just
a few. But also, I think it's a good point that if you're thinking about starting a business and you just need that extra push to help you do that, if you want to lose weight, you need that extra push to get motivated for that. This is the event for you.
Oh, I think it is. I mean, it's just the amount of people, I guess you would say, vendors or whatever, that are going to be there to just give you a way to start. Just say, you know what, here's step one. Whenever I'm working on some big adventure, I always write it out in steps, and I say, what's step one?
What's step one?
I got to get through step one, then I'll worry about step two later.
Well, let's talk about this, because we discussed this yesterday. You got over a fear of flying, and it really was kind of an experience for you, and I'm joking, but it got serious at a couple points. So let's kind of walk through that.
Yeah. See, and that's sort of my connection to Mel. We have a lot of other connections, or not necessarily connections, but shared life experiences. So she had a great fear of flying, and I did too. All my life, in fact, as I shared yesterday, the folks in my company used to make fun of me. If I had a meeting and it was within...
This is crazy, by the way.
If I had a meeting and it was within 10 hours, I'm driving. If I had to get up in the middle of the night to be there for 8 a.m. in the morning, I'm driving.
And you told everybody you were driving?
Yeah, and they used to kind of make fun of me, but that's okay, but I had this fear of flying, and I finally said it's time to get over it, and so I went out to the Waco Regional and started taking flying lessons.
Yeah. So, well, we had some of that video yesterday we saw of your takeoff and doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, and walk me through this right now.
I mean, actually, as you're seeing here, right there, I'm walking through what I need to do in order to take off and land this plane, and then whenever I get to the point where I'm starting to go, oh no, this is real, that little snap and click, I 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and push the throttle. Well, I had to call and get clearance here, but from the tower to take off, and they said, yeah, you can go ahead, and once you push the throttle and you roll out on that runway and line up and take off, it's there's no turn back at that point. It's not like skydiving.
But you told me, though, I thought that the biggest fear of flying was really landing a plane. You told me no, it's actually the takeoff.
Well, it's not necessarily a fear, but that's whenever you're probably at you're most exposed right then. You're low and slow. I always believed the same thing. It was the landing, but But anyway, that video was from my solo, the day that I soloed. That is the most lonely point in a person's life. It's whenever your instructor gets out of the plane and says, "See ya."
Yeah.
Go do it.
Hoping
and,
that you see him again, basically.
Oh yeah.
What that is.
So from there, and so of course I took off, and that we have another video. It's
oh, look at you.
coming into land.
Are you listening to music right now?
I don't even know. You know, it's all on autopilot in my head at this point right here. Lots of things going, you know, just land it, come on, come on, come on. I mean, the stall horn is going off and all of these other things and is happening, and just, you know, there's all kinds
You're
of stuff.
smiling.
Oh, yeah, so I'm okay at that point. It's like, all right, I made it. You know, I lived and made a great landing, and there was no problems about it.
There.
But unfortunately,
Yes.
that's landing one. When you solo, you have to make 3 takeoffs and landings. So, of course, you know, whenever I went and I posted this on my social media page, I was going to post just that part of the video. You know, take off and landed, and it's all great and everything else, but really, that would not be genuine. That wasn't authentic, because what I had to do then was exit the runway, go back up the taxiway, get back in line, and go do another 2 takeoffs and landings. And in fact, we just to show you what excitement and fear looks like together. And as you can tell, I'm shaking so bad I'm spilling water all over myself here. It was absolute chaos inside of my body, but again, it was one of those moments.
One of those 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 moments.
Well,
we're glad you're joining us, and we want all of you to join us at this blast-off happening later in October. We're going to promote a lot on this show as well, and also join us on September 16th, the Mel Robbins Show, debuting right before this show.